Sunderland have been told they must pay Geny Catamo's release clause of €60 million and have refused on the grounds that the figure is set too high. What has changed since that message arrived is not the clause, but the queue forming behind it in Lisbon. Sporting are reported to be closing on Nestory Irankunda from Watford in a deal worth around £17 million for a winger who covers Catamo's position on the right. A club buying a replacement does not need to keep the player it is replacing, and that piece of business tells you more about where this fee lands than anything said publicly by sporting officials. Intermediaries involved in the talks have already informed Sunderland that around €40 million, £34 million, would realistically get it done. That figure appears when a stated position has quietly started to move. £34 million would break the club record of £30 million set last summer for Habib Diarra, and the recruitment team are reported to be prepared to go there. That is the real departure here. Not the size of the fee, but paying it for a 25-year-old whose numbers every club in England has already read. Aston Villa, Everton, Fulham, Brentford and Brighton have all made checks. Sunderland's advantage in this one is not analytical. It is simply that Catamo wants to come to Wearside. His output leaves the price arguable. 8 goals and 3 assists across all competitions, 6 goals and 2 assists in 29 league matches, which is useful rather than decisive for a wide forward carrying a fee of this size. The case rests on what the side lacked, and last season's expected goals total of 23.2, above only Burnley and Wolves, explains why a right-sided attacker who beats defenders became the priority ahead of anything else. The complication sits in the shortlist. Catamo is now reported to be ranked ahead of Matthias Soulé, and running 2 candidates for one shirt is what has kept both conversations honest until now. Close in on one, and the alternative goes cold, which is fine if the deal completes and expensive. If it stalls at £35 million with 3 weeks of the window left and nobody else warm, Sporting know that as well as Gisolfi does. I would pay it. The 6 or 7 million being argued over costs less than starting September with that flank unresolved. The layer underneath is what a record fee does to the method itself. Every signing before this one was priced so it could be sold at a profit later, which is how a squad promoted from the Championship funded itself into 7th place. A 25-year-old bought at £34 million on a contract to 2029 is not that. He is a player bought to be used rather than traded, and once a club starts making those purchases, the maths behind the whole operation changes. Irankunda's move is the thing to follow over the next few days. The moment that is signed, Sporting's position on the clause becomes a lot less firm.